Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we have this Dell Precision 3630 which has a problem. Let's see what's the problem with this computer. Okay, so the first thing we do is test it. Here is the power cord and let's turn on. I hear the click, and if we check the power button, it is flashing orange, as you can see. I don't know if it is, if you can see it. Yeah, it is flashing orange, and if I press it, nothing happens at all. So there is something wrong with this computer. Okay, let's turn off. And let's try and first, let's try and reset the BIOS and see if that will help. Okay, so here is the battery, the CMOS battery. Let's test it and see how much voltage does it have. .9 volts. This is a little bit low. I think I will replace this. Let me bring a new one. Okay, here is a new one. And if we test this one, we should see 3.3 volts. So this is a good one. Okay, let's install it. It's under there. Can we take this? Yes. Okay, we can open it. And as you can see, there is the CMOS battery. Okay, the power cord is now connected. Let's try again. And again, I hear the click and nothing happened. And when I press the power button, nothing happens. So it's still doing exactly the same. The first thing I want to check is there is a orange flashing. That means it could be the power supply, could be something wrong in the motherboard. I want to check the power supply first. So I will take this ATX connector and the CPU connector. I think I will leave the other connectors. So to test it, we need to short the green wire to the black wire so the power supply works. Then we can check the voltages, the 3.3 volts, the 5 volts, the 12 volts, and the minus 12 volts if there is. I don't know if it is on this power supply because I can't see a blue wire. Okay, so let's try it first. I will keep the black probe in one of the ground pins, which is the black wires. Okay, like so. And the red probe is now at the orange. So if we short these wires, or do we have a, yeah, we do have a button here. This one. So if I turn this, or if we press this, nothing happens. So is it the power supply is faulty? Let's try and reset it. Let's wait for it. Okay, let's press it. And nothing happened. It's actually off. Okay, now it's on. Let's try it now. And yeah, it is working actually. As you can see here, we have this LED. As I press this button, it turns on. When I release the button, it turns off. So let's check the voltage here at the multimeter. When I press this button, okay, so the orange wire has 3.3 volts, which is correct. Let's go to the red wires. So let's press the button again, and we do have 5 volts. The 12 volts on this connector should be, I don't know, it is, should maybe these two wires, the white ones. And yeah, it's 12 volts. So those two white wires are actually the 12 volts. So this purple one, I think, is the standby, and yeah, it is. We have 5 volts without pressing the button in there, or shorting the green wire and the black wire. This gray wire, I think, is the power good wire from the motherboard to the power supply. So we will not see anything, I think, on this one. If we short, or I mean press this button, we have 3.4 volts in there. This is actually the power good signal, which goes to the power supply from the motherboard. Okay, so the power supply is working actually. So let's check the power rails if there is a short. Okay, it's really hard to see that. Let's turn off this. Can we take this? No, we don't. There is a screw in here, another screw in there, which cannot be taken out. Okay. I want you to see that what I am doing. I will be testing the ATX connector, the 3.3 line, the 5 volt line, and the 12 volt line to see if there is a short. And also I will test this one, which is the CPU socket. Okay, let's do it. Let me put this underneath here. Okay, so let's go to continuity mode. Okay. If I short the probes, it beeps. So I will leave one probe at the ground. And let's test the 3.3 first, which is this here, this pin. And it is not shorted. Okay, so the 5 volts is these wires. And we have 1 ohm actually there. How is that possible? 1 ohm at the 5 volts? No, it is increasing. So it is charging, I think, the capacitors. Or is it? No, it isn't. So we have a problem there at the 5 volt line. What about the 12 volt line, which is the second 2 wires from here? No, it's actually, I was measuring it the other way around. So this is the 12 volt line, which is good. And this is the 3.3 volts line, which is also good. And the 5 volts is actually here. And yeah, it is good. So yeah, they are good. I was checking this connector this way. The other way around, it should be this way. So it fits this way. Okay, so it is good actually there. Let's check the 12 volts that goes to the CPU. Here is ground. Here is ground. Here is 1.6 and 1.6. Where is the wire? So the wire fits like that. Yeah. So these two, the brown wires, are the 12-volt lines. And we have 1.6 volts in there. Or I mean ohms. As you can see, 1.4 ohms, which is not good. So we have something wrong at the CPU V-core area. I will take the CPU first and check if the short goes away. That means one of the high side MOSFET is shorted, and we are seeing the resistance of the CPU. But if the short stays even when we took the CPU out, that means it's either a low side MOSFET is shorted or a capacitor in this area. Okay, let's take the CPU so we know what is happening in there. The CPU socket is good. As you can see, it is intact. Everything seems good in there. Okay, let's measure again. Do we have the short in here? No, we don't. So I'm afraid that the CPU is faulty because it has seen high voltage from the shorted MOSFET. So now we need to test or inject voltage to see which one is heating up. We need to short the output of these coils to ground, so when we inject voltage here, the shorted MOSFET gets hot. Let me take off this. Can we spot the faulty MOSFET? Let's check them with the multimeter if it is possible to see which one is shorted. Okay, so this one is shorted. This one is not. This one is good. This one is also shows shorted. This one is also shows shorted. So we need actually to inject voltage in there. So what will I do? I will connect a wire from the ground to the output of these MOSFETs, and I will inject voltage here so that the MOSFET which is shorted will heat up. As you can see, before the MOSFET we have 0 ohms or 0 voltage drop. We are in diode mode, and after this MOSFETs, the high side MOSFETs, it's still shorted. Okay, so that wire is now soldered. Let's turn on the power supply and let's lower the voltage to, let's say, 1 volt. Okay, 1 volt. And how much current do we have? Okay, we have 2 amps. Okay, so I will connect the ground at this wire where we soldered this wire to the MOSFETs. Okay, so the ground is connected at the output of the high side MOSFETs. I will inject 1 volt at the input of these MOSFETs, and I will monitor this with my thermal camera to see what gets hot. Okay. Okay, it is drawing 2 amps. Yeah, 2 amps. And what is getting hot is actually this MOSFET. Yeah, it's this MOSFET. This is not a MOSFET, this is the coil. Why it is hot? Okay, let's inject here and see what gets hot. Okay, so it's the first MOSFET where I was injecting. It's this one. That one over there. As you can see, it is hot a little bit. This coil, I don't know why it is a little bit also hot, but definitely that MOSFET is getting hot. If I increase the voltage a little bit and the current, okay, now we are injecting 4 amps, and as you can see, it is glowing hot. No other MOSFETs. Yeah, so it's this one. And I can feel it hot actually. So let's take that MOSFET off the board and see if the short goes away. So I will protect the capacitor, and the connector I think is away. Okay, let's take it off. Okay, the MOSFET is out. The MOSFET is out. So from the wire we soldered to here, and as you can see, it is not shorted anymore. Yeah, so this MOSFET is actually shorted. If we test it from here to here, and yeah, it is shorted. So we need a MOSFET. This is, I think, a N-channel MOSFET. Let me bring one and install it, and then we can test it. Let's hope this CPU is still good. Okay, so here is some new MOSFETs. This is AON6428. This is a 43, I think, amps maximum, which I think would be more than enough. Okay, let's install one and hope this computer will work. Let's take this wire while we are here with the soldering iron. Okay, so the MOSFET is installed. If we check now with the multimeter from here to the output of these MOSFETs, as we can see, it is not shorted. Okay, let's put the CPU back. I will change the thermal paste if it does work. Okay, let's connect to the power. The power supply connectors. This one, yes, it does reach. Okay. And now we need the power cord, and let's hope it works this time. I want to see the fan. Okay, let's put it like that. And it does work. It does work. I want to see if the CPU has voltage. If it does, I think it is good. Yeah, we have 1.1 volt there, so I think the CPU is good actually. So let's turn off again, because I need to install this wire. This is the monitor wire. And actually we have a graphic card here. I will take this graphic card, I think, because this graphic card has micro HDMI, which I don't have this cable. I will use the internal graphic. Okay. Here is the HDMI. Cannot reach. Rotate. Okay, the HDMI is connected. I need to bring the microscope view. Okay, so here is the microscope view. As you can see, we have this display is divided into 4 sections. As you can see, one is the microscope view. So let's connect the power. If the computer provides a display, it should appear in there. Okay, so it turns on. Let's wait for it. So it doesn't display anything. Let's turn off. Okay. And let's try again. It still does not give any display. Let me use a graphic card. Why it turn on by itself? Do you think that there is something else wrong with this PC? Okay, it's off. Let me install this graphic card. Let's try again. So it's still doing exactly the same. Let me try and find a replacement processor. This here, a Intel Core i5 4th gen, but I think it is different. Yeah, it is. This is 3rd generation, and this is also i3 4th generation. So they all are different. I will check if I do have a processor. If I do, then I will come back and check it. Unfortunately, I couldn't find any replacement CPUs. This is a Xeon processor, that's why I couldn't find it. I don't have one. So I installed it back, tried it, still the same. I tried reseating the RAM modules, yet still the same. Nothing has changed. So unfortunately, I couldn't do anything right now, but I will let the customer know that it could be the CPU. I think it will be 100% the CPU, because this MOSFET was the high side MOSFET. And if the high side MOSFET got shorted, the whole power of the power supply, 12 volts, and I don't know how much amps, will go straight to the CPU, and that will cause the CPU to get damaged. And I think this is what happened with this computer. So I will let the customer know about this, and if he do have a replacement CPUs, so I will bring one from him if he does have a replacement CPU, and I will replace it with you, and we will see if it will start working again, because everything seems to be normal. Even when I took the RAM models and I started it, it started beeping. That means it detected that there is no RAM models. The only thing that is not good or is not working properly right now is the CPU. It's not providing any picture. Okay, so for now I will just leave it, and if I got a CPU I will continue this video and we will test it together. Okay, so thank you for watching.